Hey, good morning, family. Welcome to your Inspirational Vitamin for today. This Inspirational Vitamin is going to come from Mark, and this is over in chapter 5, and it's going to start off in verse 25, actually 24. It says, so Jesus went with him, talking about, I believe, the centurion soldier. It says, a large crowd followed and pressed around him. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had. Yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. Immediately her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. At once Jesus realized that power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, who touched my clothes? You see the people crowded against you, his disciples answered, and yet you can ask, who touched me? But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet, and trembling with fear, told him the whole truth. He said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. And I read this scripture, probably many of us have read it multiple times before, but it read a little differently for me this time when I read it. And it was great because it talks about how the people had closed in and pressed in around Jesus. Everybody wanted a piece of Jesus, right? They wanted to be healed. They wanted to be fed, so on and so forth. And with this woman, for 12 years, she suffered. She suffered from from this bleeding. And it said that she had spent all she had on all these different doctors and experts and things of that nature. And now she was broke. So basically, pretty much Jesus was like her last option. But she had faith. She had faith that Jesus would heal her. And the thing that I want to put before you today is this. When Jesus felt power go out from him, his disciples were like, how can you ask who touched you when there's so many people that are crowded around you and that are pressed around you? The crazy part is this. There were so many people that were there touching Jesus. But the fact is, faith heals. Faith heals. Many touched Jesus' clothing during this time, but only one had the faith to be healed by it. And so, as you move forward today, this weekend, the rest of this month, the rest of this year, and life, let's just think, man, how many times are people around Jesus, but they don't actually get the things that they're asking for, or the things that they need, simply because they don't have the faith. If we will be a faithful follower of Jesus, there's so much that can transpire from that. And it's not just about being around him, but it's about having faith in whatever it is that we do, in whatever action that we do. Because there were a lot of people doing action. There were a lot of people trying to get close to him, but there was only one person that had the true faith. So maintain your faith, still try to press in to Jesus, and see the amazing miracles that will come from that. Love you all, and have a great weekend.